Hi, this is Troy Thorson, president of OCPRO. Today we're going to talk a little bit about grading and what it's all about. If you've been a numismatist for a long period of time, you know how complicated it can get. Grading system basically started in the 40s with Dr. Sheldon and his Penny Whimsy book. The grading scale for coins goes from 1 to 70, 70 being perfect. There are a lot of certification companies that you can buy. You can buy coins that are graded by third-party grading services. The four respected grading services are PCGS, NGC, ICG, and ANACS. Those are typically the best that you'll see at the major coin shows that most people have. The big thing about grading is first you have to start with the platform of whether or not the coin has been cleaned or has any kind of damage. If it does, then you can kind of throw the grading a little bit out the door, although on better issues you'll find that pricing is still going to be strong, but it's always better to have a problem-free example. Sometimes that might be difficult with copper coins because they are very susceptible to corrosion and pitting and what have you. So with large cents, there's a lot of give, and that's why a lot of times with the pure copper, large coins especially, you'll see that at major shows, a lot of times they're not certified because it is so difficult to find a completely problem-free coin. But most people collect, let's say, silver dollars, and you want to start with whether or not the coin has been cleaned or not, or it has any damage. If it doesn't have any damage, then you can actually go to grade it. If the coin is raw, and raw is a term used for a coin that has not been certified, then you want to look at the coin and see if it has nice original luster. If it does, and the luster completely engulfs the entire coin, then you will have a mint state coin. Sometimes you hear that term mint state, sometimes you hear uncirculated. They both mean exactly the same thing. Mint state is basically, okay, what state is that coin after it left the mint? That can be either uncirculated or not uncirculated. I've seen people say MS50, but that's not typically how it's used. Mint state is usually used to convey an uncirculated coin, and a mint state is going to start at 60. That's the minimum grade you need for an uncirculated coin, and it goes to 70. Why are there so many different grades within a mint state status from 60 to 70? That's for surface preservation of the coin. So if a coin, think about this, a lot of silver dollars were packaged in 1,000 count bags. So if your coin is at the bottom of the bag and it was stored on a buggy going from one mint to another or what have you, that's going to take a lot of hits on the bottom of that bag. So a coin that has a lot of bag marks but is still uncirculated is going to be MS60. And then you go up from there. A gem coin is MS65, and that's going to be a coin that's relatively mark-free, but of course a perfectly mark-free coin with a great strike is going to be perfect, and that's going to be a 70. There are other factors that go into the grading of a mint state coin, but just wanted to do an overall view of grading and what that's all about. If you go down to a 1, a coin that basically has a score of 1, that would be poor, and that would have little or no detail, and then it moves up from there. A lot of times you hear people say, oh, the coin's in fine condition or extra fine. Those all correlate to a number on that grading scale. So if a coin is a fine, then you might have anywhere from 12 to 20 points for a fine coin. If a coin is very fine, it can go from 25 to 35 points. Extra fine starts at 40 and basically goes to almost 50, and then 50 is almost uncirculated, getting up to the mint state. On the lower end, you've got poor 1, about good 3, good 4, very good 8, and kind of climbs up from there. So hopefully that gives you a little overview of grading and what it's all about. On the low end, again, with a full rim on both sides, it's typically going to be a very good coin, and then you move up from there. Later on in time, we'll be doing more specific videos on grading and what it's all about, but I just wanted to give you a general overview of it, and hopefully that was helpful.